And talent acquisition is so critical. What approaches have you used to make sure that obviously you're using AI to kind of turn things around quickly, but to make sure that you're getting the right people in the job? And does that point us towards certain trends in the future?
Yeah, those AI tools and the automation tools free up time for our recruiters to spend a good bit of time interviewing and screening qualified candidates. If I have my people screening candidates that might not be qualified, that wastes time and it takes away from time that they might be spending with a more qualified candidate. So by getting that out of the way through automated tools, my recruiters whose skill is identifying the truth and are these people qualified, they have time to do that with the most qualified candidates. So my whole idea in this automation journey has been free up time for my recruiters so that they can spend more time with the most highly qualified people. And that's how we do it. And then we do reference checking, we do skills testing, personality testing. We do all those things that we've done forever, but with fewer people, both at TriStar, but we're screening fewer people.
And I love that fact. Everybody thinks AI is going to take over the world, but it's really this combination of people and AI. It's
Right.
not you're going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who knows how to work and use AI. And that's where I see you guys excelling. That sounds awesome. That you're really able to still keep that human element, that connection piece. Because obviously, as business owners, we often kind of want to take that out of the picture because that's hard, right? It's not this simple formula where you're like, oh, you do this and you're automatically going to get this result. Obviously, there's best practices within the industry, how to treat your people and what to do, but it can be difficult, and we'd like the automation side because it is so predictable, but at the same time is we need that human element, and it seems you've been able to combine the two together very well in an awesome way that's able to give you the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and one of the key reasons we've been successful to this point is I realized pretty quickly I needed a dedicated resource to all this technology. I didn't have that position a year and a half ago. So there's a new position within our business that, 2 years ago I would have said, I'm too small to have a tech focused person. But having that person and having that position allows constant review of the technology. Is it working? Can it work better? Looking at our internal processes, what can we automate? How do we change automations to work better? Having that tech focused person has been key because then again, it allows my recruiters to do what they do best.
And the industry is, and well, the technology is changing so quick, especially in ChatGPT and some of these large language models. I'm just amazed at the exponential growth and how, capabilities that we would have thought were impossible just 6 months ago are coming to fruition. So I can understand that need for constant change. So
Yeah, if you asked me a year ago if I'd own a large language model, or not own it, but be using, paying for one, I'd be like, what's a large language model?
yeah, it's amazing how quickly it's changed. So,
Yeah.
and on the work impact side, what ways has the surge in remote work kind of changed traditional staffing models? I'm sure you've seen, COVID must have been a real shakeup in your industry, and that's created a lot of challenges. But what also, I'm sure that's also presented some opportunities as well. What have you
Sure.
seen in the industry?
When COVID hit, we were really lucky. And this was blind luck because we had just made some changes internally with phone systems and computer systems that my staff was able to work remotely just as they do when they're in the office. And that was blind, dumb luck. I couldn't have foreseen it. Um, but what it did was allow us to pivot pretty quickly where clients were able to have our temporary employees work remotely. And we had to change some policies, change some procedures. But these days, maybe 10, 20, and sometimes 30% of my workforce is working remotely. And that allows us to access a pool of candidates, employees that we probably didn't have access to or wouldn't have access to. So being able to do that has spread the area that we can look for candidates in. So, where I might have looked folks who lived in a 5 or 10 mile radius, now I can look much further to get people to do those jobs that can be done remotely. And more jobs can be done remotely and will be done remotely in the future.